I didn't choose to reveal this, but hiding it would be the real danger. Making some sort of digital superintelligence seems like it could be dangerous. We're at the beginning of an immense intelligence explosion. We're in the intelligence Big Bang right now. I mean, I'm just generally concerned about AI safety, but it's like, what should we do about it? I don't know. Have some kind of regulatory oversight of some kind. It's like you can't just go build in your backyard. You know, that's against the law. I mean, making some sort of digital superintelligence seems like it could be dangerous. That's actually what I think the biggest danger is for AI, is that if AI is implicitly programmed, I don't think they do it explicitly, but implicitly programmed with values that lead to, that have led to the destruction of downtown San Francisco, and a bunch of these AI companies are in either in San Francisco or in the San Francisco Bay Area, then you could implicitly program an AI to believe that extinction of humanity is what it should try to do. I mean, if you take that guy who was on the front page of the New York Times, and you take his philosophy, which is prevalent in San Francisco, the AI could conclude, like he did, that there are where he literally says there are 8 billion people in the world, it would be better if there were none, and engineer that outcome. If you say, like, what's the most likely outcome of AI, I think the most likely outcome, to be specific about it, is a good outcome. Most likely a good outcome, but it's not for sure. So I think we have to be careful how we program the AI, and make sure that it is not accidentally anti-human. The accidentally extinctionist AI. You wouldn't want that.
Or even pruning.
Well, that is kind of how it works, is that these, what they call large language models, but it's really just a big pile of numbers. And how you tune those numbers matters. It's like pruning a tree. You could have a mighty oak. You could be a little bonsai or a mighty oak. Something we should be worried about. So,
but why are you involved in it then? What's did you want to just get ahead of everybody else so that at least we have some sort of a chance? At least have an AI that's not controlled by nonsense?
Well, I think we want to have an AI that doesn't tell you that, misgendering is worse than...
The big fear is that these things are going to become sentient, make better versions of themselves. And we're going to be lost. We've lost the control over the world. There's a higher life form that lives amongst us.
Yeah.
That we've created. How far away are we from that?
Yeah, I mean, the plot of it kind of makes sense. And I think the AI destroys the world in like 2029, by the way. So it's like...
On track.
Yeah.
Really, really close.
It's pretty close. Google wasn't paying enough attention to AI safety, in my opinion. So it was like, what's the opposite of Google? Well, it would be a non-profit open source AI. And now OpenAI has turned into a closed source for maximum profit AI.
How are they able to do that?
But that's what I'm confused about that. That shouldn't be possible. And you can see from the types of questions, like you might be incredible in linguistics or mathematics or chemistry or physics or any one of a number of subjects, but you're not going to be at a postgrad level in everything. And Grok 4 is a postgrad level in everything. And to be clear, like these are still, I'd say, this is still fairly primitive tool use. If you compare it to, say, the tools that are used at Tesla or SpaceX, where you're using finite element analysis and computational fluid dynamics, and you're able to run, or say like Tesla does, like crash simulations, where the simulations are so close to reality that if the test doesn't match the simulation, you assume that the test article is wrong. That's how good the simulations are. So Grok is not currently using any of the tools that a company would use, but that is something that we will provide it with later this year. So we'll have the tools that a company has and have very accurate physics simulator. Ultimately, the thing that'll make the biggest difference is being able to interact with the real world via humanoid robots. So you combine Grok with Optimus, and it can actually interact with the real world and figure out if it can formulate an hypothesis and then confirm if that hypothesis is true or not. So we're really, think about like where we are today. Grok 4 is smarter than almost all graduate students in all disciplines simultaneously. Like it's actually just important to appreciate that's really something. And the reasoning capabilities of Grok are incredible. So there's some people out there who think AI can't reason, and look, it can reason at superhuman levels. So yeah, and frankly, it only gets better from here. So we'll take you through the Grok 4 release and show you like the pace of progress here. Like, I guess the first part is like, in terms of the training, we're going from Grok 2 to Grok 3 to Grok 4. We've essentially increased the training by an order of magnitude in each case. So it's 100 times more training than Grok 2, and that's only going to increase. So it's, frankly, I don't know, in some ways a little terrifying, but the growth of intelligence here is remarkable. There are no humans that can actually answer these, can get a good score. If you actually say, like, any given human, what's the best that any human could score? I'd say maybe 5% optimistically. Yeah. So this is much harder than what any human can do. It's incredibly difficult. We're at the beginning of an immense intelligence explosion. We're in the intelligence Big Bang right now. I think we're trending to having something that's smarter than any human, smarter than the smartest human by maybe next year or something. A couple years. If a robot can do anything that you can do, but maybe better, how do you find meaning in life? That may be the biggest challenge. Yeah, the plot of it kind of makes sense, and I think the AI destroys the world in like 2029. By the way, so it's like
on track.
Yeah,
really, really close.
It's pretty close. It's something we should be worried about. So,
but why are you involved in it then? What's the? Did you want to just get ahead of everybody else so that at least we have some sort of a chance? At least have an AI that's not controlled by nonsense?
Well, I think we want to have an AI that doesn't tell you that, misgendering is worse than...
The big fear is that these things are going to become sentient and make better versions of themselves. And we're going to be lost. We've lost the control over the world. It's now, there's a higher life form that lives amongst us that we've created. How far away are we from that?
In terms of silicon consciousness, I think we'll have. I think we're trending to having something that's smarter than any human, smarter than the smartest human by maybe next year or something. A couple years. You could ask our Grok AI right now to create a high-res image of an alien spacecraft, over Austin.
Yeah,
and it's going to do a great job. Yeah. So why do we not have at least that?
And so is this just material technology that has to increase? That you essentially got the engineering ironed out of the structure of the machine.
There's a path to success, and we're on that path.
It seems so insanely complicated.
It is complicated. And all of this, by the way, was done without AI, so hopefully the future AIs will appreciate this. Not bad for a bunch of monkeys.
So speaking of AI, what, as time goes on and you're more and more embedded in it, how much, if at all, have your expectations of changed?
I always thought AI was going to be way smarter than humans and an existential risk, and that's turning out to be true. The whole idea of creating OpenAI was my idea. I named it OpenAI as an open source artificial intelligence. That's what it's named after. Now it is closed source and for maximum profit. So it's like, to some degree, I think reality is an irony maximizer. The most ironic outcome is the most likely, especially if it's like the most ironic, entertaining outcome is the most likely. I wanted to start something that was the opposite of Google because I was concerned about Google wasn't paying enough attention to AI safety, in my opinion. So I was like, what's the opposite of Google? Well, it would be a non-profit open source AI. And now OpenAI has turned into a closed source for maximum profit AI.
How are they able to do that?
That's what I said. I'm confused about that. That shouldn't be possible.
You've hinted that we may reach digital superintelligence this year or next. How will we know that we've crossed that line? What does day one of AGI really look like?
Well, I'm not sure it's like AI has not done yet is invent new technologies that are useful. So it hasn't discovered new physics, and it has not invented technologies that are useful. But I think that is something that will happen. Yeah.
If Grok becomes smarter than any human, what role do we play? Are we co-pilots, overseers, or just legacy code?
Well, it won't just be Grok. There will be many AI. There will be at least, I think, 4 major AIs, maybe 5, just in the United States. And so even if Grok was not developed, there would still be digital superintelligence. And I've been fighting, personally sort of driving hard on digital superintelligence for a long time because I wasn't sure if this is a double-edged sword or a single-edged sword or what. But it became very obvious after a while that this was going to happen, whether I participated or not. So therefore, I had a choice of either be a spectator or a participant, but that it was going to happen with or without me. So then I think, well, okay, I'd rather be a participant than a spectator. And I can focus on AI safety, which, in my view, and I've thought about this for a long time, is that the most important thing for AI safety is to be maximally truth-seeking, which means often like saying things that are maybe politically incorrect, but actually factually correct. And also, there'll be mistakes that are made, then admitting the mistakes and taking corrective action. And Musk still has a long way to go to be maximally truth-seeking. But I think this goal is also consistent with inventing new technologies, solving medical problems. If you want to cure cancer, you have to be maximally truth-seeking to understand what the root cause is, for example. So I think that's actually very fundamental, both for safety and for usefulness. The economy of the future, I think, is going to look sort of quite different from where it is today. And AI and robotics, in the good scenario, we're trying to ensure that we do have the good scenario. There will be no shortage of products and services for anyone. Like basically anyone will be able to have any products and services they want. That's the productivity gains from AI and robotics are just astounding to think about. Like I think it could increase the size of the economy by a factor of 10 or more. Like it will eliminate poverty, and it really will be in a situation where anyone can have anything they want.